A few people have asked about the 40 Buick that's been in the background of some of the videos, so let's talk about it a little bit. Obviously, I never finished it, but I did sit a Cadillac 390 down in it. This motor did run, so it probably still will run. I just need to build motor mounts and put a drive shaft in it. It would be a driving car. It's chopped like 6 inches, I think, in the front, and I don't know what in the back. And I made suicide doors on it. It needs a ton of work. It was just something to do for fun. But I have some TikToks that I'm going to go ahead and post with this video that show a little bit of the build, because this was before I ever did anything on YouTube. So here's some TikToks. So this is right after the rollback dropped the car off. I picked it up way up in Maryland. Well, I bought my 59 Plymouth parts car, and we got a couple other things, Cadillac, stuff like that from up there. But I saw this Buick and really didn't pay it any attention at first, but then I remembered that I'd always wanted to just cut up and build a radical early 40s sled. So I figured, hey, it's here. We're getting stuff already. It's a Buick. It'll be perfect. Just something fun to do for a lawn ornament. Found all kinds of catalogs and things like that in here. There was some real estate papers from the 60s. Snake skins, live mice, you name it, it was in here. Didn't have the carburetor, didn't have the starter. It was missing a lot of key components, so I really wasn't interested in trying to get it to run. It would have been too expensive. So I completely gutted the interior, threw the seats in the dumpster because there was just packed with mouse nests and didn't want to, chance it. And then I got it in the shop and removed all the glass and trim and everything on the doors and started extending the doors to make it more like a coupe instead of a sedan. I think I extended the doors maybe 8 inches. Either way, again, it was just something fun to do. Weekends and afternoons to keep me busy. I always like to have something to cut up for myself, But it was going all right. I have, pretty happy with how everything went when it was. Yes, I am truly blessed. Let's go over what I'm actually doing to this Buick, because it's not super clear in the first video. The first thing I did was cut the back 3 inches off of the front door. There's the back of the front door now, but it used to be right here. You can see the difference. It's about 8 inches difference. And then the next thing I did was cut out the B-pillar, hinges and all, so this still opens. And the reason for that is not only do I get the length on the door that I need, but when I weld it to the back of the front door, I get a reverse door hinge, so I'll have suicide doors on the front of the car. So hopefully it works. You can see inside of the car here, I'm starting to weld things up and brace things up, but there's the original hinge for the back door used as suicide hinges for the front door now. Here's when I was testing out chopping the roof. I ended up going with this look instead of the first look, and I brought that, rear trunk way down. I was much happier with this. It was starting to go pretty good, I think. I was seeing the final product in my head. I'm working on the 40, and I was trying to come up with how to make this complex shape here. You can see it's a pretty compound curve, and I don't have a power hammer or an English wheel, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't know how to use them. But what I do have is a lot of spare parts. This is a 1949 Ford four-door sedan roof that had a really great shape. So what I did was clamp it in place, and to butt weld it, what I do is I cut a few inches at a time and then take a flat screwdriver and kind of pry the ends so they meet perfectly. That way they're butt welded. You can see my welds are burning through a little bit here and there. Not getting the best, but I'll make it work. I took another chunk of the 49 Ford roof and made the top of my catwalk here on the quarter panel. And I tacked in the main part of the catwalk here, and also started putting on the other side of the hood, or the other side of the roof corner today. That's about as far as I got, but it's a solid full day's work. It's coming together pretty nice. I still got to work on some of the shape I'm not super thrilled with, but moving along. So I was pretty happy with how things were looking. I got everything kind of welded up and ground down a little bit, and I really wanted to roll it outside and stand back and look at it. And I was really liking it. I was debating on actually turning this into a real car at this point. You know, a lot of the metal work was getting done. I think I had to make some, running boards and maybe shorten up that trunk lid or lengthen the trunk lid, fix that area. You can see I was cutting and butting. Everything's nice and butt welded. This side was still a work in progress, but we were getting there. It was looking cool. Bright and snowy out, so it's hard to get a good video, but I came in today and got a little bit of work done on the car. And the biggest thing I did was get the doors working. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. They open insanely wide, like 90 degrees. It's pretty wild looking. I'm pretty happy. I hope you enjoyed that trip down memory lane. A couple things that I forgot. I put a Buick rear end in it. It was out of an 80s Buick. I think it was like an 84 Regal or something. I clipped the frame into it, boxed it all in, and there's a big brace that runs on the inside. Stuff like that. So really it is just about ready for just a drive shaft and some cleanup. So that was a little trip down memory lane. It was probably, 4 years ago, maybe more, that I started that project and just kind of abandoned that project. I got a couple other things going on between now and then. You know, I got a road runner and a couple things that I had gotten and started and finished and sold, and it just got backburnered because it wasn't a priority car. But I will definitely dig that car out if there's enough interest, and bring it in here and we'll get a drive shaft, we'll do the brakes, cut the glass for it, finish up some metal work, maybe just Bondo it, like, mud it up real good like this, just a once over, and maybe like gloss black it or primer black it or something. Like I said, it's got a Cadillac 390. That Cadillac only had 40,000 miles on it. It also came from the same farm, but it was missing, I think it was missing the front clip and the doors, a couple things. It was a parts car, but the motor was good. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing that thing, I will 100% pull that thing in the shop for, maybe an extended weekend or something, get my cousin to come up and we'll just do some heavy lifting and just make sure I have parts ready to go and see if we can make that thing drive. It'll be fun. It was cool. So, I don't know. It's an option. There's a couple options. Let me know what you think. Anyway, I hope you appreciated this little TikTok trip down memory lane. I wish I would have been filming horizontal videos at the time, but I really wasn't super into social media. My TikTok stuff did start to take off, and that's kind of what, lit the spark to start filming everything. So, I guess you can almost thank that car for it. Anyway, I hope you guys, again, enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.